It's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. Michael Badgley on for the extra point. Well, these may be an adventure this afternoon, but this one is good. Shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
On the jet sweep, here comes Jefferson. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Well, they gave up a few yards there, but all in all, I think it's a pretty nice job defensively against the jet sweep. If they don't slow him up, he might take it to the house, so they'll take that play every time on the defensive side of the ball.
On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he will have a Vikings first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1. These two teams, you may remember, they met up at Soldier Field earlier this season with the Bears winning that one. So they're looking for the series sweep here in Chicago. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They go play action. Cousins. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that is incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again. Just like last week, each game is its own entity, treated as such.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. On 3rd down, Cousins. And that's complete to K.J. Osborne. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. If points result, we'll call this play significant.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's got this down to the 35. A 14-yard pickup. That's 14 yards on 2 straight plays.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Cousins on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Touchdown, Vikings. Johnny Munt, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
And oh, he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start with the option. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. First carry now for David Montgomery. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. The Bears at 11-5 on the year. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And he's going to be stopped just short of the 1st down marker at the Vikings 38. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. On 3rd and short, they'll try option left. And Fields going to have the 1st down before sliding to a halt to avoid the contact. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. On 1st down, it's Fields. He finds his target, Allen. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Back in Chicago, ready for the 2nd quarter. It's the Bears in possession as they go to work on a 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in, going option right. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. His 6th rushing touchdown on the year, number 8 overall. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Defensively, they told us that the top priority was defending option plays this week. But here on the very first drive, the defense broke down a bit.
It certainly did, and it's really not a surprise because defending option football is difficult. You have to think too much. Most of the time, you just react to what you see and you play fast. Here you're reacting, you're processing. Do I have the back? Do I have the quarterback? Who do I take? Do I take out a blocker? And next thing you know, he's in the end zone.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
Cousins on 3rd and 2. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Osborne. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
No gain on the play there, second down.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
Hey, we're good, we're good.
Throwing, Cousins.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Eddie Jackson picks it, and the Bears will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
They'll start following the interception in great field position at the 45.
And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Meanwhile, Fields' throw complete here to Kmet.
And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And he will have the Bears first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5. On first down, Fields. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now a give running right is Montgomery. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down.
Fields.
And he fires one that's intercepted.
Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And the Vikings are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting.
And the 3rd interception thrown by Cousins. Kyler Gordon picks it off. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
And they'll begin by running the option.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago.
Justin Fields
with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Bears are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Well, Charles, he's already proven that he's not afraid to tuck that football down on the option, and he's into the end zone for the second time in the game.
And that's exactly what you need from your quarterback, the ability to run the ball fearlessly. And, in fact, many quarterbacks will tell you running the football doesn't scare them. Standing in the pocket and taking blindside hits, that's what terrifies them.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Again, it's Cook. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. They'll try the middle with Cook. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead.
Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches. Going deep here for Allen. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Montgomery running right. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Taking it about the 16. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The lake effect snow set to continue for the second half of action as we are back underway. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Third quarter starting with a run from Montgomery. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Fields throw there complete to Allen. And he'll be out right at the 35. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. A give to Montgomery out of the gun. And he's got room. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 40 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Back to throw, Fields. That's caught by Ayuk on the slant. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
A nice gain of 21 yards. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now it's Fields. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Fields going to hold on to it. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. A great effort there. With a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Bears take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
To throw, Cousins. And that is incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. One incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
And here's Ryan Wright now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Fielded at the 33. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. 52 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. Calling a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
And Danielle Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at third down and long.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Caught by Allen. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Third and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
Back now at Soldier Field. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point, as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10.
They'll go option to the short side. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage.
To throw is Fields.
And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Picked off by Lewis Cine. And the Vikings are going to have it here as they start at their own 7. Well, that interception at least offers them a glimmer of hope here in the fourth quarter.
That certainly does if their offense goes out now and makes it pay off by getting into the end zone. And if it does, then they get a chance to get back out on the field and try and do it again. Maybe they can force that offense into more and more mistakes and give them a chance to get back into this one totally.
Well, still a 3-score hill to climb. We'll see if they can do it.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Kyler Gordon picks it off.
And they will score. Pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. Eddie Jackson with a tackle.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Desperation time. Cousins on fourth down. And my goodness, another interception. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football.
Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Back to Montgomery on second down.
Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
Fields now to throw.
Whipping one into Allen. That's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. They'll run with Montgomery. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1.
80 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Fields going to hold on to it. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
Fields going to keep it once more. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now. Badgley's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
First down, here's Cousins.
He'll get this complete to Jalen Reagor.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. So this one in the win column for the Chicago.